What's that noise?
That's my mom arranging some cups.
Can you
We
please
found the
put that at
podcast
the
intro.
We found the intro.
Hello and welcome to episode 3, a special episode of the Studs Up Podcast with me, Ryan Oldham.
Garrett Love is here.
And Mohammed.
As always, today is not a usual episode. We usually upload on Mondays, but today is the start of the Premier League season, and we thought we'd bring to you our Fantasy Premier League Draft. It's the first time I'm ever doing it. I think it's the first time for you guys as well. And we are T-minus 6 minutes and 49 seconds away from the first pick of the 2018 draft.
Saucy.
Huge! But before I get started, I do have some good, big news for you. Okay, you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
Starting September 8th,
Mm-hmm.
yours truly is going to be a volunteer soccer coach for youth.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah.
For whom? What's the squad?
It's okay. So let me read you out the email, or bits of the email. It basically is going to be a team consisting of anywhere from boys and girls age 5 to 11. So I have no idea yet. Could be any age range. Could be boys, could be girls, pending a background check, which is gonna go through fine. You know, I'm not worried about it.
Kids have to have a background check, or you do?
Let's
Let's hope the kids have to. So, you know, I think I'm going to add a new... Once that season starts, I'm going to add a new segment into the podcast detailing the inaugural season of the Oldham Shit Flickers. Or
Ryan Oldham's rise to
know,
manager of Manchester United.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere.
I cannot wait for you to start that part in the podcast where you sit there and you say, listen guys, Susie, she's just not doing her job. I put her on the sub bench, she came off, scored a hat trick, I don't know what happened, I was wrong.
I mean, she can get forward, but can she track back? No,
she can't track back. Hat trick is a hat trick, good job on you, Susie, but you need to pull back, you need to push your weight in the back too.
If you score 3, but you concede 4, you lose. 0 points. Get it together.
Figure it out.
I can't wait for Ryan to literally, the first game they lose, Ryan's gonna make him do suicides for like 6 hours
I think
straight.
That could be a 3-hour episode that week. And that's taking away from all the actual Premier League talk that we're gonna do.
Right.
I would
an
take
hour of
this.
Premier League talk, 3 hours of youth soccer, just grilling. I might even bring them on and have them answer.
Interview them.
Answer for their terrible performance. Gary didn't do well. Bryce played okay, but then he had to come off with a hamstring injury. I mean, what are you going to do?
Sam had a stomachache.
Sam had a stomachache, and then Tanner didn't even show up because he's in Disney World.
And you have Sam, who's pushing for a transfer request, not showing up to practice.
Me and his dad just clash, you know.
I'm loaning him out this season.
I would take it so seriously, it would be ridiculous. I can't wait till I'm on the point where I'm like a 45-year-old man coaching soccer, because I'm going to be so obnoxious with it.
Well, as you guys know, my brother is a soccer coach down in Florida, and he gave me a lot of free gear, soccer-branded gear. So I might just masking tape over the logo of his team and then or try and draw my own logo in and make it look, make it look professional. And
absolutely.
Show up to first day of practice with really short 90s Premier League shorts on.
Yes. You need a headband too, with cigarettes just stuffed in it.
Now you're speaking my language.
One whistle provided by the Parks and Recreation department, and then another whistle that I've bought that's professional grade.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Ryan, what if I sponsored this youth team and you had Valence Transportation kits?
I mean, The sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit.
We need to go for this.
Right.
We really need to get deep into this. You guys could travel up. We could be you could, Garrett, you could be my fitness coach. Mohammed, goalkeeping coach.
No goalkeeping coach. I want to be the leader of the hooligan party.
Okay.
Like, I want to be in the stands, like chucking bottles, telling the ref I'm gonna kill him. I want to be those hooligans. Can I lead a group of 6-year-olds being hooligans, please?
You just got a drum and flares. Just.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not 99. I'm 99.9% sure that there isn't actually any stands at all. I think it's just it's just grass.
See,
then you can't sit. I like it.
Yeah.
Makes the people stand.
Oh well, the parents are going to bring those fold-out chairs.
No, tell them no. They're not allowed on the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have the talk. I mean, anyway, just to give you a little bit of a preview as to what's about to come to the podcast in the next few weeks, and it's going to happen all fall. And then if there's a spring league, I'm emailing in and saying, listen,
absolutely.
Coach Ryan won the Champions League, the Premier League,
6-year-olds,
and the FA Cup in the same season on Football Manager 3 times.
In a row.
In a row. Well, no, I didn't do that.
No, you remember 2022 to 2023 season? You didn't win it.
Oh, and I was actually playing last night. I'm actually in 2046 now. Absolutely ridiculous.
Is there a single player that you could even recognize?
No, but Darren Fletcher is my assistant manager, so there you go.
Nice.
First pick, Mohammed.
Me?
You have a minute and a half to pick.
Wait.
Me.
Look at the
thing. Mohammed's pick.
I know. Should I wait until the last second just so I could narrow it down?
Well, I think the whole point of this podcast is to talk through our choices.
Okay.
Because if we just go this whole time saying nothing until we pick a player, that makes for terrible listening on the commute to work.
Honestly, I think the suspenseful music in the background is going to be completely fine for people.
Oh, you think so? Okay. What's running through your mind right now? Come on, give it to me.
Right now, my first pick is obviously the first pick of any normal person in any type of Premier League fantasy, and he scored some of the greatest goals last season. He was the most impressive player of the year,
Jesse Lingard.
Up until
Kevin De Bruyne.
The last few months, which going into the World Cup, he kind of got knocked out of the competition for the Ballon d'Or. But it's obviously going to be the great Mohamed Salah.
Okay. Mo Salah goes first. I don't know about that.
Really?
I think coming off the back of a really dreadful World Cup, and obviously he had terrible teammates around him. He's that shining light in that Egypt side. They weren't ever expected to go far, regardless of Salah in the team or not. But I think he's going to come back, and I don't think he's going to perform as well as he did last season. But my pick will perform as he did last season because of his absolutely amazing World Cup, winning the Golden Boot. I am drafting Harry Kane.
All right. That's a decent pick, except Tottenham, they have the same team they did last year.
True.
Didn't bring in a single new player, so he could do just as well as he did last year.
Which would be fine.
Which wasn't bad. Yeah, no, that's a good season. I myself, I'm going to go with someone I believe in just because I know who he's got around him and the kind of service he'll be getting. So I'm taking Sergio Aguero.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for somebody else, but that's a good pick. That's a very good pick. It'll be interesting to see how Aguero does when the Champions League comes around.
Yeah. He didn't do so great last year in Champions League.
I actually just noticed it's actually a snake draft, which means that Garrett is your pick again.
Oh, it's me again. Okay.
Yeah.
So then with my second pick, Like I was saying earlier, actually, you know what? I'm going to go with someone totally different. I think he's going to have a huge year this year. He had a good year last season. If you are familiar, he was PFA Young Player of the Year. So I'm taking Leroy Sané.
Two City players from the City fan.
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Two great City players, by the way, but could come to bite you on the ass if City eventually towards the end of the season when they have game weeks where they don't have a game. But I'm going to go out of left field because I think that I need to hit the ground running. I think Harry Kane's going to play in the first game regardless of how far he went in the World Cup because Tottenham do not have a player even close to his level and up front. And this player that I'm going to pick did not really feature in the World Cup. I am picking Aubameyang.
Ooh.
Nice. Good pick.
Because I honestly think that he could be a Golden Boot shout this season.
Oh, he could. No, easily. More so than Lacazette.
Mohammed, you are up.
I am. So, obviously now, I have the choice of picking some top-notch players.
Oh, absolutely.
But I have to watch myself. Because if I'm already spending more money than I need to spend...
Whoa, hold on.
What?
There's no money involved in this draft.
You're fucking with me.
I think we need to be clear on that. Sorry about the... Should have explained that in the rules, but drafts
oh my god!
themselves, you don't have to put any money down for a player. It is because, and the reason behind that is, once you've picked a player, no other team can have him, so there are no values.
Oh lord, I was sitting there planning it out from the get-go, and I'm so lost. Okay, now, what do I do? So, that's why I picked Mohamed Salah first, you shit.
Also, be reminded that after this pick, it will be your pick again.
God damn it. Don't put that in the thing. I'm picking Sterling.
Okay.
Decent pick as long as he stays in the team ahead of Mahrez all year.
Yeah, definitely. That could be very interesting to see how that goes down.
Yeah, he's going to have to play really well at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling starts, obviously.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But he has troubles finishing, as we've seen several times with England over the summer and with City last season. So it'll be interesting to see if Mahrez kind of tips him to the starting position based on his finishing alone.
Agreed.
Alright, it's still my turn. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It is. You have another turn, yeah.
Okay. So for my third pick, I'm going obviously with a striker. Still debating over this one.
Okay.
See, Ryan, I wish you told me this earlier. I'm so lost now.
It's not like we're halfway through and you picked Harry Maguire as your first pick.
I was about to pick Otamendi, you sack of crap.
You picked Mo Salah as your first pick, and you're acting like you picked Jordan Pickford.
He wishes he picked Jordan Pickford.
Legend, by the way. Legend.
I wish I.
Well, you have to make your mind up, Mohammed, because you got 10 seconds. So.
I know, man.
Who was it? Firmino.
Firmino.
Alright, well that makes my decision very easy. I'm not even going to use any of the time. This player was absolutely deadly last year, and I am picking Kevin De Bruyne.
Damn it. Nice. I mean, I wouldn't have taken him just because I have two City guys already.
Right.
I'm going to take a different approach. I'm going to start at the back on this pick, and I'm going to take the best goalkeeper in the league. I'm taking David De Gea.
That's huge. That's huge because similarly with, I don't know if anybody that listens does fantasy NFL, but a lot of high-class tight ends score more points than a lot of wide receivers and running backs towards the end of the year. And David De Gea is just like that kind of player that can definitely get you more points than an average midfielder.
Right. So, I was scrolling through and I saw him and I was like, I'm going to take him before someone else does.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And I was kind of hoping he'd fly under the radar, but it's you again.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm going to keep going up from the back, so I'm going to pick a defender this time. I was going to lean towards Cesar Azpilicueta, but I'm really not too certain how Chelsea's season is going to turn out right now. So I think I'm going to go with someone who's a little more sturdy defensively once I find him. I'm going... this is tough.
Boo, 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 boo.
I'm going Virgil van Dijk.
Boo. Okay.
Ooh, quality choice.
Yeah, quality. Especially with how Liverpool, I think, are going to play this year. I think they're going to have a really good season. I don't think they're going to win the league, but I think they're definitely going to be challenging for the title. I think it's going to be a lot closer this year. I think 3 teams are going to be in there, 3 or 4 teams for the title.
So Chelsea winning, right?
Chelsea winning the Carabao Cup.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that's interesting. Obviously, you want to go for your points makers early, unless, depends what your strategy is. It seems like Garrett's building around
a Manchester City squad.
Hey, I have 2 City players.
So I think I'm gonna go with Sadio Mane.
That was a good one. I was looking at him too.
Ooh, Mane's really good.
No, he's super good.
And
crazy fast.
Mohamed,
for this pick, I just have to pick a forward now. I only have 1 forward currently, and I think I wish Jesus would play more. And would be
here's the thing with
he might,
and I don't want to obviously help you out because we're in this to win this, but like I was saying to Garrett before, when the Champions League comes around, Jesus is going to be the number 1 name on that team sheet in the Premier League because Aguero is going to be playing all those Champions League games presumably, and he's not going to play all of the Premier League games as well as the Champions League games. Cheers, Dave, for that tip.
That's very true. And then I don't know the status of Lukaku. I wonder how he's doing with his fitness lately. I know he's been injured.
He will most likely not play the first game because they got to the semi-finals. But other than that, I think he's ready to go.
I'm gonna go with Jesus.
Okay, good pick.
Gabriel. Yep, good one.
And I'm gonna go from the back now. Gonna lead off with who I think is gonna honestly be. Not necessarily the best goalkeeper, but I think he's going to keep a lot of the clean sheets just because of the defense and the team who he plays for. And it's going to be my final City pick.
Okay.
With Ederson.
Nice. Yep.
Interesting.
Good pick.
Interesting strategy so far.
Mohamed's picking an all-suited team.
From you two. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with your strategies, but I'm coming in with a different one.
And yours has never won.
That's very true, but this is also the inaugural draft.
Lo siento, chico.
It's not the first annual because that is not grammatically correct. It is the inaugural.
I know grammatics.
PL
I know some of them words.
And in the
study
inaugural,
of rocks, right?
It is.
That's basic geology.
And in round 5, I am gonna go for who I think needs to have an amazing season, and I think he's going to. I'm going with Alexis Sanchez.
Ooh.
Nice. I was looking at him as well, but for my next pick, I'm going for another midfielder this time. Not going to be from City, even though all the City midfielders are the best around. I'm going to take a player who always follows Kevin De Bruyne up for the assists every year. I'm taking Christian Eriksen.
Quality.
That is such a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was honestly my next pick.
I think Eriksen...
Oh, I got another pick again.
Eriksen is always in my regular fantasy Premier League teams. Every single year.
He's solid every year. Then with my next pick, I think I'm going to go back to defense. I will take... So hard, but I'm going to do it just because I believe in him. I'm taking Cesar Azpilicueta.
Quality.
I think if he didn't go soon, it would have been wild. I think he's one of the highest scoring defenders that you can get.
Absolutely. He's one of the best defenders in the world, hands down.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm really differing from the strategy that you guys are presenting right now, but I have to go with Eden Hazard.
Nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he was still out there.
Same.
But, he could still leave. You never know.
No, he can't.
Oh, yeah, he can. He can go to a foreign team.
Yeah, their transfer window hasn't closed yet.
True. Crap.
Shit. Shit!
For my choice, my first defender, who is by far the best defender in Chelsea. Better than Azpilicueta, I'm sorry.
John Terry.
John Terry, but he's not in this game. Crap.
Why not?
I just drafted him. How did I just draft John Terry and Wayne Bridge together? It's obviously going to be Marcus Alonso.
Yeah. It's your pick again.
Oh, it's still my pick? Oh.
I mean, how have we not figured out yet that Mohammed gets 2, I get 1, Garrett gets 2, I get 1? Which
I know. We all
still
know.
doesn't
It's
make
just
sense
for the
to me.
suspense.
Still doesn't make sense to me that you guys can get 2 in a row. This is why we need a 4-person league. Next season, Dave's in.
Call Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know. He talks too much shit about our quiz picks. Asshole. Kidding. Love you, Dave. Keep writing.
Just kidding, Dave. We love you. Don't stop writing, please. Gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with my first United pick.
I haven't taken anyone from United, I just realized.
It's a surprise.
Surprise, huh? I'm gonna go with Paul.
I lied. I took De Gea.
Oh, he took Paulie Pogs. That's a big pick. Honestly, I think Pogba is going to have a great year this year, especially with the induction of Fred, and the fact that he has to have a good year, because no signings were made to kind of placate that.
Yeah.
You know, if a right winger was signed and Pogba had a bad game, you can have a world-class right winger that can save you, but he has to be on form every single game this year.
Right. Well, I mean, he's going to have a great season for Barcelona when they pick him up here in the next couple days.
Speaking of Paul Pogba, he will be linking up very, very well this year with my round 7 pick, Romelu Lukaku.
Ooh,
Nice.
Big Rom.
Big Rom
And now
stuff.
I have 3 forwards, and I would just like to say these forwards twice if I can. Garrett, while you think of your pick. I have Harry Kane. I have Aubameyang. And I have Romelu Lukaku.
Wow,
up
that's some
front.
points right there.
That's
Up
some quality.
front. See,
That's some quality choices.
The strategy that I came in with is annihilation. Just true annihilation. And I think
What is?
while you're worrying about your Edisons and your De Geas and your Aspis, annihilation. So,
All right, and with that,
Garrett,
I'm
there you
taking
go.
Alexandre Lacazette.
Good pick.
Attaboy,
good
attaboy.
pick.
And then with my next pick, who do I take now? I think with my next pick, he is yet to be seen, but I think he'll have a good year this season. I'm gonna take Keita.
I think he's gonna have a great season.
Nabi.
Yep, I'm counting on it.
Well, go Ryan. Please
So-
just go.
I think we have to look at this we can't load up on top 6. Because
Why not?
mainly because they're going to play each other twice
Right.
a year, and you're going to have a lot of teams that are, presumably going to score a lot of goals, and when those top 6 play each other and they're those 0-0 dreadful games, I think that we would be doing a disservice to the rest of the Premier League if we didn't kind of venture out. So with my next pick and my final midfield pick, Mohammed, you're going to love this one. I am picking Ryan Sessegnon.
Oh, I love him. God, I love that guy. I agree with you. That's why my next pick is gonna be my last forward, and I think he's gonna have another good year, just like he had last year. And I think he's gonna have another year of sweet goals and plenty of assists.
Sweet goals!
Sweet goals! And he plays not for a top 6, but for friendly London rivals, Arnautovic.
Nice, yeah, that's a good pick.
Great pick. Yep, very good pick. Mohammed, you're up again, though.
I know. I'm still debating. Can
Okay.
you just not rush me, please? Okay, cool.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry.
I really would appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks. For my, what round is this? 9th round. Wowzers. I've been debating a lot over this. I love Ash. I think Ashley Young is going to have another good season. But I'm not going to pick him.
Okay.
Robertson, I think, is going to have a good season. Not going to pick him. But I would love to pick Otamendi, but did you guys know that I have 3 City players?
That's more than I have.
I'm going to pick a defender, and I know I might be getting some hate on this one, but I think he's going to do another solid year just like he has been for quite a while.
Please,
tell us. Just search it. You just search it.
Oh, there he is.
Biggie.
You have to name the player when you pick it as well, because the people that are listening don't know who you just picked. They have no idea. He just picked Toby Alderweireld.
Okay.
And now it's Ryan's pick.
It is, and I have to go off of history.
So it's going to be Liverpool?
Excellent. Absolutely amazing. But this guy performed really well in my regular fantasy team last year, and so I am going to go with Ben Davies from top.
Nice.
At first second, I thought I was going to hear you say Benteke. I was like, I don't know how this works, Ryan.
The legend that is. Yeah, just stack my team with about 18 forwards.
They're going to score.
All right. Like Ryan, I'll take my next pick outside the top 6 just in case. Well, and because, there's some good players out there too that aren't in the top 6. I'm going to take a midfielder. He's a new guy. We'll see how he does. Hopefully well. I'm taking Jean-Michel Seri.
Oh. That was a great noise that I just made.
Oh. My next pick I'm going back to defense now. And I'm taking this guy just solely because he's had a great few years. He is a City guy, so obviously it's an easy one. I'm taking Kyle Walker.
Sugar. And okay, I mean I can accept that because I thought you were going to say
Nicholas Otamendi.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
But he didn't.
But you didn't. And
dun, dun, dun.
And so that's what I'm going to say. I think.
Nicholas?
Hold on. In your expert opinion, do you think he will start this season?
Yeah.
I think he should. I don't think Company will. I think it'll be Otamendi and Laporte most of the time, and then Stonesy is going to be coming in.
Does anyone pick Stonesy?
No.
Not yet. Well, it's he barely played in the second half of the season.
Well, he did get hurt, and then we signed Laporte.
And he played
he had the
very
World
well
Cup of
for
his
England.
life.
He played very, very well for England, but Pep doesn't seem to want to play him ahead of his other centre-backs. So, yeah I think I mean, we get 5 centre-back defenders, so I'm going to go with Otamendi.
Good pick.
Solid pick.
He's a good defender.
Absolutely. This next pick is going to be a midfielder. And you know how Ryan was telling me how I should probably pronounce the guys' names and say it?
Announce.
Same word, different.
Pronounce,
different...
announce, say it. Well, do whatever you want. Just make sure you say the name.
Okay. The thing is, I don't think I know how to.
Well, try your best, and we'll all just laugh.
I hate this. He's not a top 6, and you're gonna probably say oh my god, why would you get a Brighton player? But I think he's gonna have a great season. Gorg.
It's gross.
That's gross.
How do you say this guy's name?
You're
Gross.
You're Eastern European. You know that.
I'm not German, my friend.
Yeah, but you're even further east.
That doesn't mean you speak more German.
Yeah, it does. His name is
it's
Gross.
Science, right? Or Muhammad, it's your pick still.
It just reminds you of yourself.
I know that it's my pick. For my 11th round pick, I'm going to be picking...
What position, Muhammad? What are you looking at?
See, the reason why this is obviously off the podcast. I am so ill prepared now. I'm debating between Rudiger or my other guy who I think is gonna have a good season as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rudiger for right now.
Nice.
I am on the chopping block.
You are.
Okay, so what's that noise?
That's my mom arranging some cups.
Can you
We
please
found the
put that at
podcast
the intro?
intro.
We found the intro.
Hi, Mrs. Love.
They said hi, Mom.
Tell her I said hi.
What'd she say?
She said she's the guest analyst.
I love it. Have her sit
Well,
down. Ask her what she thinks about this pick. This is a set and forget, and I'm going to trademark that. Set and forget Lucas Fabianski.
Really?
Ooh.
He's with West Ham now, isn't he?
Correct. He's going to start every game.
Yeah.
I think he's, more likely than not. I think West Ham are going to have a good season. New manager, new players. Fabianski's one of them. I think he could have a great year.
I'm gonna take not even my last defender, but I'm taking a defender again, just while he's still here. Taking Jan Vertonghen.
Ooh, saucy.
And then I'm going up to forwards, I guess. I'll take my last forward because I still have one more. And this is where it gets tough because there's some guys. I really think Callum Wilson will have a decent year.
Yep. He always has at least a few goals in.
Yeah, but Vardy's still out there, and he could have a decent year too.
He just signed a new contract today to make him the highest paid Leicester player ever.
Ever?
But he doesn't have
Ever.
Mahrez feeding him balls anymore.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
But you talked me into it. I'm taking Jamie Vardy.
Big pick.
Big pick.
So
Quality pick.
basically, my thought process going into the last 4 rounds of the draft is who's going to play the most minutes, as opposed to who's going to score the most points.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I'm sure there's plenty of players that we have on our teams that aren't going to play the first 2 or 3 weeks because of the World Cup, and or injury prone or whatever. So my pick is a defender because I only have defenders and goalkeepers left. I'm surprised he's lasted this long. He is a Brighton player. He played, out of all the defenders left, he played the most minutes last season. Almost 3,500. I'm going with Lewis Dunk.
Dunk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was on my list. Quality pick, though. Next pick is going to be a midfielder. Had a pretty good World Cup, and I think he's going to be my last Tottenham player. Yeah, he's definitely going to be my last Tottenham player, thank God.
Dele.
Yeah. Dele!
Big pick. I am so surprised he's lasted this long. I didn't even think about him.
You know who else is out there who's like a couple players that I'm surprised about? David Silva and Heung-min Son.
Well, I mean, you've just basically told
Son
Mohamed who to pick.
Yeah, Son's not going to start.
You don't think?
No.
Yeah, but he comes
Who's
off the
playing
bench
over
and
him?
balls.
He comes off the bench and balls, bro. I just copied Ryan what he said.
Yeah, thank you.
How many balls?
3.
At least.
Nice.
Oh, okay. For my last pick of round 13 is going to be a defender, and I think he's going to have a great year. He's had plenty of good years, and it's going to be my boy from the London side, Cresswell.
Really?
Wow.
he had a few good games
That's
last
an
year.
interesting pick to me, especially with this player still available. He's got a pretty tough first few games, to be honest. But I have to draft Hector Bellerin.
Ooh, I'll see.
All right, I'm
Very
gonna
foreign.
pick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my last midfielder this pick. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I have 2 picks in a row. I've only taken one Chelsea guy so far. Actually, oh, this is tough. No, I'm taking Willian.
Very huge. Huge pick.
Then with my next pick, my last defender, I'm going to take...
Quality pick.
I am going to take...
Do it. I know you want to.
This is tough. I don't know who I'm...
Yeah, him. You should get him.
Do it. Okay, I'm gonna do... I already have Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and Tottenham, so I might as well, just represent the whole freaking Premier League top 6 in my defense. No, I'm not going to take any Arsenal defenders. I'm going to take Robertson from Liverpool.
I am going to fucking murder you. Are you mad, bruv?
Are you mad, bruv? Yeah?
Oh my god. It was the knight in shining armor of my defense.
Quality.
Oh, you've murdered
That's why you don't
me.
plan these things out, mate.
You don't, and now... Oh, for God's sake. But you do plan them out. You're supposed to.
I didn't. I just came in this thing flying blind.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? Because we have been told specifically that this player is going to start the season. And I don't plan on playing a 5-man or even a 4-man midfield in my formation, so I can easily drop this scrub if he falls off the map. I am picking Luke Shaw.
Really?
What?
That's a really interesting one.
That's a fantastic choice.
This is a tactical pick. Think about it this way.
No, tell me.
Most likely I'm going to play a 3-man defense, because your defense gets you your least number of points. So I'm going to play a 3-4-3. So
Yep.
I know for a fact that Shaw's going to start in the first week. I don't know for sure that Davies or Otamendi are going to start. I know for a fact that Luke Shaw is going to start tomorrow. So I can play Shaw until he eventually falls out with Mourinho again. And then
Did
just
you
put him up somebody else.
Did you Snapchat Mourinho and he told you that?
He said it in the news, you dingus.
Oh, me and him just snap each other. Wow. Lame.
He loves Chelsea a lot more than United. Take your pick.
He does. Okay, I got my last 2 picks going on here. And my goalkeeper, which is going to be the first pick I'm going to choose, who, for some reason, no one picked him. Don't know why.
I think I know exactly who you're going for.
The most valued player for his price tag. Haha, Dave. Alisson.
So you have both Brazilian goalkeepers.
Do you think I was going to get Kepa, whatever his name is?
You could have. Arazabala.
Yeah, quality. I love a player has a too messed up name for you to not understand it, so he goes by his first name. Love it. Last choice, last defender, is between 2 players. One is a Leicester player, and the other one is a Arsenal player. Obviously, between Maguire, who didn't go to City, obviously, or didn't go to United, obviously. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect you, Ryan.
It's okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Are we cool
That
still?
would be a compliment.
Are you still my bro?
Yes.
All right, cool. Just want to clarify that, golly. It's going to be either between Maguire or Mustafi.
Mustafi sucks.
Really? I think he's good. I think he's a good player. And plus, I don't really have any type of Arsenal players, as well as... You know what?
You got 18 seconds.
You know what?
What?
Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Cheers. All right, so I have.
Are you not gonna make a snub comment about me picking Maguire?
Big
Right?
slabhead. I've got a gripe with Fantasy Premier League. It's a glitch in the system that I've only just found. It's a player that I really wanted to draft, and I can't find him. And I really wanted to draft Joe Hart.
For Burnley?
And if you type his name in at the top, he's not there.
I could pick him.
I'm scrolling through the keepers, and
Guys, there's a glitch. I can't pick anyone.
you're not up. Ryan is.
Yeah, shall we just restart because I can't pick Joe Hart?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. You guys want to restart?
Because you see my stacked midfield. All right. Well, in that case, I mean, I can pick a better keeper. Somebody who.
Is there such a thing?
Yes. Somebody who I think will probably score more points over the season because of the reinforcements that they just signed at the centre-back position.
Jordan Pickford.
No. I'm going to sign Kasper Schmeichel.
Nice.
Quality.
Well, since he didn't take Jordan Pickford, and they did just sign a couple new center backs.
Also, I'm saying I'm not sure that Leicester did sign those centre backs. They were rumoured to be signing them, and I didn't look up. So that pick could just be a complete waste of time. But I'm going to start Fabianski and set him and forget him anyway. Trademark, set and forget.
I have De Gea, so I'm not planning on taking him out. But Everton just got Jerry Mina today, and I think they drafted. They got another center back this summer, if I remember correctly. So I'm taking Jordan Pickford for my last keeper, and that is my team.
And with that, the draft has ended. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go through a few rules first. We are allowed trades. So, for example, at some point in the season, let's say I want Harry Maguire, and I would want to trade Ben Davies for Harry Maguire.
You guys could have had Harry Maguire, but you didn't bid on him correctly.
Well, he's not going to start.
It's a joke, bro. It's a United joke, bro.
I didn't get it. Sorry.
All right, continue.
Wasn't that funny?
All right, continue. Trades are made. There can be a veto by myself. So, for example, towards the end of the season, if Garrett is 500 points behind and Mohamed, you say, give me all your best players and I'll trade you all my shit ones, I can veto that. So don't try any tricks. No tricks. No tricks. Number 2, there is a waivers system for players that nobody drafted. So, for example, nobody drafted Nick Pope. Let's say Fabianski gets injured and I want to pull Nick Pope up, or Joe Hart eventually when Fantasy Premier League figures out their glitch. There's a waivers system that means it's whoever performed worst in that week gets first pick for bringing in players that were undrafted, if you understand.
Interesting, yeah.
So the player that performed worst gets first pick, the player that performed second worst gets second pick,
cool.
And, so for example, if I perform worst and Garrett performs second worst and we both try to get Nick Pope, I would get Nick Pope because I performed worst in that week.
I see.
Other than that, there isn't really any other rules. It's basically the exact same as the Fantasy Premier League, other than we all have different players, which I think is going to be a really unique dynamic to this season.
Yeah, that'll be way different.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through my team, and then we'll go through yours, Garrett, and then we'll go through Mohamed's. I have Fabianski in net, Ben Davies, Otamendi, and Luke Shaw in defence in a back three, Kevin De Bruyne, Sadio Mane, Alexis Sanchez, Eden Hazard, and Ryan Sessegnon in midfield. Oh my God.
Jeez.
And then up front for the first week, while I presume Lukaku is not going to play, or at least won't play more than 20 minutes, I have Harry Kane and Aubameyang up front. On the bench, I have Kasper Schmeichel, Romelu Lukaku, Hector Bellerin, and Lewis Dunk.
Garrett,
beautiful. Love it.
To me.
All right, so right now I'm probably going to tweak this because right now I have 5 midfielders in, but Vardy is allegedly hurt, so we'll see if he's looking like he's going to start this weekend. I might put him in. But you play United, so I'll probably keep him on the bench. So right now I have De Gea in net, Van Dijk, Azpilicueta, Vertonghen, and at defense. In my midfield, I got Leroy Sané, Christian Eriksen, Keita, Jean-Michel Sarri, and Willian. And then my forwards are Aguero and Lacazette, who play each other this weekend, so that's kind of stupid. But
I mean, if it's 3-3 and they all score hat tricks, it's all good.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, and then on the bench I got Jordan Pickford, Jamie Vardy right now, Kyle Walker, and Robertson from Liverpool.
Sweet. Also, there don't seem to be captains and vice captains in the draft mode of this game. So just to add that in, regardless of whether Lukaku scores a hat-trick, he's going to score the same amount as if Salah scores a hat-trick, because there's no captains, no vice captains.
Right.
Okay, that's neat.
Mohammed, what's your team, buddy?
Okay, goalkeeper. I chose Alisson. I think he's gonna have a good first game.
Okay.
In the net.
He better.
Can't wait for his video to show up on the Lad Bible of him slipping one through his gloves.
He's not gonna do that. Okay.
Don't worry. It's Liverpool. It's going to happen.
I think Chelsea's going to win their first game. I think they're much higher in spirit because they kept Hazard, and so obviously I'm going to start both Alonso and Rudiger. And in the center of that defense, it's going to be Alderweireld.
Okay.
Mohamed Salah, Raheem Sterling. Paul Pogba is going to be probably injured his first game. I don't think he's going to play. Gross, Dele Alli. My strikers are going to be Arnautovic, Firmino, and Jesus.
That's big. That's good.
Quality.
Who's on the bench?
Well, on the bench I got Ederson kicking it. Paul Pogba, and I'm going to put him in, obviously, the second he is up to fitness. I don't think he's going to probably play the first game, but he'll probably be back the second game. I got Cresswell, and Cresswell's probably going to be my sub in case Rudiger starts to not start, which he might not start. You never know.
Heavy backup.
Yeah. And then I got Maguire, who will start, and the second I see that, I need space for anyone, I could just plop him in there.
Yeah. He'll probably start
Good
week
team.
2, week 3 with his slab head. All right. Good to know.
Pretty good squads.
So that starts tomorrow, which if you're listening to this now, that means today, because this gets uploaded tomorrow, which is today, Friday. The first game of the Premier League season is at 2 p.m. Central Time, which I don't care what other time zone you're on right now, because that's the time zone that we're on. That's the time zone that this podcast is on. 2 p.m. Central Time, Manchester United play Leicester City at Old Trafford. First game of the 2018-19 Premier League season, and this is going to be absolutely amazing.
Come on, City!
See you next week!
Later.
Guys.